A true ecstatic has no place in the world. The true ecstatic cannot be formalised and canonised, and what's the word, being trapped in a can, as it were. Yeah, an ecstatic person can conform. True ecstasy isn't a madness. True ecstasy isn't a way into a mental home. True ecstasy is God-given. It's just so beautiful for the body-mind to feel ecstatic. It doesn't have to have any display. I don't have to display my ecstasy. I'm not putting on a face, but I can just sit there like that. This is putting on a face. A true ecstatic is simply ecstatic. A true ecstatic is God-made. A true ecstatic is not man-made. A true ecstatic has no place other than being with God, or being God, being lived by God. I'm talking as if there's an entity. There's no I. But I am ecstatic doesn't mean I am ecstatic. Just because I say I am ecstatic doesn't mean I am ecstatic. The body-mind is ecstatic, and that's what it is. I is the body. I is the body-mind. This is I. Like a flower is a flower, whether it's a daffodil or a rose or whatever, it's being lived by God. It is actually ecstatic. An ecstatic is someone who cannot be tethered, cannot be entrapped, straitjacketed. But yes, an ecstatic can conform. Yeah, conform. Sadhidar has said, you know what it's like to be completely happy right now. I don't belong anywhere. I don't belong to anyone or anything. An ecstatic simply enjoys the conditions of life as they are presented to him or her. The ecstatic is already at home. To be really happy is God-made, not man-made. There's no formula. The world cannot cope with ecstatics. An ecstatic comes over like a madman. But it's a true madman is God-possessed, not self-possessed. An ecstatic is not recognized. To live as joy, delight, happiness, intimate, loving, is God-given to those whose heart desire is to know God, who constantly turn to God away from the nonsense of the body-mind. The true ecstatic is not plagued with body-mind stuff, first birth stuff, the patterns and tendencies and contradictions I went to a teacher 35 years ago, or maybe a bit less, to be taught the difference between self-possession and God-possession. And I listened to him, and I heard him, and then I practiced what he asked me to practice, which is self-forgetting. Me forgetting with a small m, but me remembering with a capital M. There's a big difference between me with a small m, the usual man, and me with a capital M, the unusual man, the unique man with a capital M. Clenched fist, open hand. So I was taught the difference. And Adidar said, the spiritual teacher Adidar said, I am the open hand. You are the clenched fist, wanting to be the open hand. But you can't become the open hand. The clenched fist cannot undo itself. It's like ice. Ice cannot melt itself. This is like ice and it's like water. So if you want to merge with me, you want to become like water, you've got to dissolve. You've got to have something else, which is heat. So come to me and allow me to open you up. Put your attention on me and you will be opened. And that's all it is. Simple as that. But people want to complicate it. I was speaking to a former devotee of Adidar Samraj a while ago, who's been a devotee for the majority of his life. I would say 2/3 of his life. But he's so serious. He looks serious. He never looks happy. He never looks ecstatic. He's full of knowledge, but not full of love and happiness and joy. Maybe he is now. Ask him anything about the guru-devotee relationship in the traditions. Ask him about all the great spiritual masters. You would have all the answers. But to be simply happy, ecstatic, no. The true devotee has no place in an institution. Simple as that. I've come to, I've resigned myself to that fact. For me to have a place in the community, then I must be embraced. I must be recognized and acknowledged. Without any prerequisites. That wouldn't happen. Maybe it would. There are no mature devotees who are out there, public speakers. So ecstasy is God-given, not man-made. It's a joy to be alive. His body-mind is being lived by God. God.